Change is always a challenge. My roughest challenge was when I moved from Lanada Bay to Mani Malaga in elementary school. Despite the locations being merely a few miles apart, the move had an enormous impact on me. I could not even imagine dealing with a change involving something as important as my parents' relationship.
It's been a lot of changes really quickly. We found out the middle of one week, and then that same weekend, my dad moved out. So that was just really quick, and that's probably the biggest change, just getting used to when I come home from school or at night when usually he ate dinner with us. Now he just sometimes stops by, and it's very short because he's tired from his work.
Audrey was a big part of helping me through moving schools. We had been best friends since we were 3, and she walked me through the difficulty of my change. When I found out Audrey's parents were getting divorced, I wanted to do the same for her, but it was hard to figure out what she needed. Did she need a shoulder to cry on? A pep talk? A laugh? This situation was unprecedented for the both of us.
I'm already a pretty anxious person, so the loneliness on top of that was the roughest part probably, and that wasn't just because my dad was gone. Just a lot of the times I felt like I didn't have a lot of people to talk to about it because I didn't want to make other people uncomfortable about it, and it was this whole thing emotionally about not wanting to drag other people into it, not wanting to make a big deal in front of my mom about it because my mom gets very emotional about it.
I had never dealt with a divorce before. My parents, my grandparents, even my great-grandparents remained married. Through Audrey's experience, I've realized how fortunate I am to have 2 parents that love each other and love me.
I've learned to value my mom just so much because if I didn't have the kind of mom I have where I can talk to her about anything, I tell my mom I love her a lot more now, and we do more things together because it's important to that I have that relationship.
As I've talked with Audrey, I've become aware that her parents' divorce has affected her more than just emotionally and physically.
When it first happened, I was really adamant about marriage doesn't work. I go back and forth. Sometimes I'm still the sappy teenager who still wants a boyfriend and wants to be in love or whatever, but I think it's made me a lot more aware of relationships and what's healthy in a relationship and what's not. Marriage is just a big commitment, and maybe it's more scary to me, the idea of committing to someone.
Change is challenging, but Audrey has emerged from it stronger and more independent. She is compassionate and truthful, even when it's hard to be that way.
The best thing to do is just be honest with yourself. For me, at least, my parents, they had a good relationship coming out of the divorce. They still talk and stuff. So I don't want to say good divorce because that's what my parents say, and I don't think that can ever be true. You can't really have a good divorce because it's just hard. The changes are hard, but to have an open mind is really hard, and even if you have that, you need to be honest with yourself. If you don't want to do something, or if you don't want to be put in a situation because of the divorce, you should be able to tell your parents. I think the worst thing to do in the situation is make yourself uncomfortable, because then you reflect that on the parent that's making you uncomfortable, and you don't want relationships to fall apart because you're just not being honest.
My name is Lindsey Staub. Thanks for listening. To hear more podcasts like this, visit us at